We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow. And with it, our last traces of humanity.
Welcome to FROSTPUNK, everybody. It has been about 6 years since we played through it on the channel in the pre-release early access we had, and we're back.
We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
It gave me chills, man. That is a great opener. What a way to start. Okay, so we are playing on hard mode. It's important to note because when we played this before, we did not. We just played on the basic difficulty setting. And I believe, anyways, because I think you had to go through the opening part just on default until you beat it, and then you can choose a higher difficulty. There's multiple scenarios in this, so if you guys dig it, I'd be happy to go through all these scenarios. We're just going to start with the first one and see how we do. It's called A New Home. Now, when I was playing War Hospital on the channel recently, I had a lot of comments about some of the similarities to FROSTPUNK. And you're right, there were a lot of similarities in the way that things were handled. And it kind of gave me this itch to try this again. And then the trailer for FROSTPUNK 2 dropped, and I was like, oh my god, this looks awesome. And so here we are. We're back in it. This is a new home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On our way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of this generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world as we know it has crumbled. We have to survive. Yes, we do. This is our city, and I need your help. I need a name. We need a name for this. Something to maybe like on a Frozen, play on a Frozen something or other. Frostpunk, Frozen. We need something there. And we'll workshop it. Maybe I'll have a moment of inspiration, but if you guys have suggestions, I would love to hear it, and maybe we'll pick one of yours. Just drop something down below, whatever you think. We need to get the generator working. Provides heat and power to other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. First thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna pause. I'm immediately pausing. Okay, we're gonna get some things organized, pick our first laws and stuff, and then we will unpause and let things rock and roll. I'm not gonna go through a full tutorial, but if you guys have never seen anything related to FROSTPUNK, the way that you build in this game is very unique. You are essentially building on these rings around your generator, and you're trying to upgrade your generator to provide more heat and to provide a further range, all at the cost of using more coal, which brings us to the top area here. Our main three resources are coal, wood, and steel. Steam cores are used for advanced things, so we'll get to that a little bit later. We also have raw food that turns into rations based on how we choose to make them. You have speed sections, and then you have a bit of a schedule. So Now, I don't recall if this is always the case, but on hard at least, it looks like our temperature is going to drop significantly by 2 levels, which is a lot. If you don't know how that works, we'll explain it once we get some buildings and stuff. Actually, with stockpiles, I can show you. These little segments here show you what the rating is in that building. When people are living in the buildings or working in them, if it's chilly, they have a higher chance of getting sick. And that's one of the big things we need to manage here, is trying not to have too many sick people, but it's going to be inevitable. Like, look around. People are going to get sick here. Okay, so we have some raw resources scattered around that we need to set up and try to get to. This little section would be good for a little resource gathering depot. Same with this, it's wood crates and steel. Wood crates and steel, and then over here we've got coal piles, and we do need coal. So let's send some engineers out there. Looks like we're starting with 80 people, okay? 15 engineers, 50 workers, and 15 children. The children don't do anything unless I make some choices, which I might do, to have those children help us. This is a survival game after all. We need to survive. So I'll put engineers there for now. Engineers are used to staff like hospital type buildings. They are used to staff factories or workshops where we do our research. And I only have 15 right now, so I have to use them wisely. But, you know, right now, at this exact moment, I'm just going to get them gathering things. So we're going to get 2 groups on the coal. I'm going to get a group here on the wood and a group on the wood here. And then the leftover people, the extra 5 can go to steel. It's not something I need a lot of right now, but I am going to need it. And they're just going to go out there and kind of gather this for us, okay? We have 80 homeless. We're going to need to build housing for them. We have to stockpile 200 coal and then turn the generator on, so we'll do that. And we have the Book of Laws, which I'm going to get into right now because I feel like, why wouldn't we? There's a couple of decent options to consider right away. I kind of like the emergency shift, but I also kind of like the child labor. The child labor, if we choose the safe jobs, then they can work in places like cookhouses, hothouses, or they can gather resources and stuff, right? But they can be injured in accidents, which, yes, that can and probably will happen. But it gives us 15 extra workers right off the bat because we have 15 children here, right? If I go into child shelters, hope will rise, provides all children with a place in a child shelter, gives them a permanent hope bonus, and you'll have to build a child shelter. But then, like, we have to get them training to be medic apprentices and engineer apprentices, stuff like that. It could be good. I don't really know. I don't know what the right choice is. So I'm going to put the kids to work. I'm doing it. I'm signing it in. That's our first law. I can't choose another one for 18 hours. And you can see that's brought in a controversial law that people don't like. If hope is too low or if discontent is too high, bad things happen and you can lose the game, essentially, if discontent is too high as well. People will literally kick you out of the pit. Okay? So now I have 15 extra workers. And I don't think it's a terrible idea to go and gather even more wood. So let's have them do that. I think that's all we're going to do for now. And we're going to unpause and we're going to move on. So in terms of what I'm looking to build early, I'm looking to build an early factory, an early, what's it called here? A medical post. Because then I can treat sick people. I need housing as well. Now, housing I would like to put on this inner ring. So if we look at this temperature overlay, once this is turned on, you'll see the area that this impacts. And essentially, it's going to impact this first little ring around it, right? When you upgrade it, it can impact further rings, but that's not going to be for a minute. So for these early hospitals, I think I will build them on the inside ring. And then later on, I'd like to move those outwards once we have a more controlled situation. The reason is because if that temperature drops too low and we have temperature dropping soon, then we won't be able to operate the hospital, like at all. It won't run at all. Same with the cookhouse, I believe. If it's too cold, it just won't operate. So some things like that we may want to have in the inner circle for now, but later on, my goal would be to just have like houses as close to the generator as possible, okay? So we've already stockpiled 200 coal. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And now we have some tutorials coming in. Camera controls, resources I've already explained, controlling time, and temperature I've explained as well. So we'll go through those tutorials whenever they pop up, but yeah. So you can see we're already building a pretty substantial amount of wood surplus. I'm gonna go ahead and place a hospital here. And should I just go straight to 2? You know what? I am gonna go straight to 2. And I might even just throw in a little workshop here as well. I don't know if yeah. Should the workshop go in the first ring? For now, it's going to. For now, it's going to. Because people are going to work in these, right? Specifically engineers. And I only have 15. These each require 5 engineers at max efficiency. So, yeah. I think that's okay. Let's start with this. The generator hums with reassuring warmth. We shouldn't take it for granted. If the generator goes down, the city dies. Be mindful of coal reserves. Now, food. There'll be no city if we starve to death. Secure a way to provide raw food and build a cookhouse to prepare meals. So that should be the next thing that we build. Let's see. So the hunter's hut, these are kind of the food gatherers. Now, the thing about these, the way I understand it at least, people aren't working in the huts. It's kind of like almost a gathering spot, and then they go out and hunt at night. It's just basically a place where you can assign workers to hunt at night. And for that reason, I don't want to have them close by. It can be further out, just in the middle of kind of nowhere. So if I wanted to, I would maybe just drop this out here, and then I could build some streets inwards to connect it. And I think that's fine for now. That's fine. The cookhouse here, base heating level 1. Oh, this is heating level 2. Okay, let me cancel this. So that answers that question then. So what I'll do is I'll put the cookhouse in the first layer here, and I'll put the workshop behind, but I need a little bit more wood here. So let's do this. We'll put the workshop in behind. And I'm pretty happy with this opening, actually. So we can build streets, we can dismantle streets and buildings like you saw there. Shows you their placement. This whole like radial grid system I just think is so badass. It's such a creative way of doing things. Now you're probably wondering, well, yeah, cool, you started building that. How come no one's actually building it? Well, it's because all our workers are busy doing other things. So what I'm gonna do is let's actually just hover here. So the 15 workers that are up here, I'm gonna take them off of that, and they can go start building. You'll see immediately they head over there. So it shows them as being idle, right? But they are building. And at night, which is now, every worker that comes back will build. So that's kind of nice. No roof over our heads. People are understandably concerned about the lack of shelter. They're falling ill from sleeping outside in the terrible cold. We'd better do something about it. This is a game where you're going to get a lot of requests, and I'm hesitant to like over-promise something that I can't hit, because then you'll get a huge discontent spike. But if you do hit it, it's great. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to build enough shelter for everybody. I would need to, on the next day, gather... Well, I have 35 wood, so that would be 3. And then I would need basically 45 more wood to build the other 5. I have 2 days, and I would get a big bonus for this with the 3 exclamations. Or I can just say I want to dress it right now. Should I go hard here? I'll do it. I'm gonna try to help everybody. I'm gonna try my best. Now, at nighttime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this into overdrive, okay? It's going to raise all the temperatures by 1 level. So if we look here, you can see that it's in livable, right? But I could get this up to comfortable, and that'll prevent people from being sick. I'm gonna run that at night, and you can see here, yeah, people are heating up. I like that. I'm just gonna run it at night. I'm gonna see how this works. This is a theory that I'm crafting as we go here. We run that at night. Maybe in the day I could turn this off as well. That might be viable. I think that's actually reasonable because people are gonna be out like working and stuff. We'll check the temps. We'll see. Captain, when facing demands, remember this. People usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, that's fine. Thank you, buddy. Somebody has our back. Somebody has our back out there. Back out there. Back out there. Let's speed up time a little bit. Okay. Cookhouse is up and running. Now, anybody can work here. Workers, engineers, children. I'll put workers there. Okay. So we'll assign 5 to that. Engineers, 5 at the workshop, 5 at each medical post. And that'll be that. Over here, I can put 10 workers. And if I want to, maybe what I'll do is take the workers out of here. Or hold on a sec. I have the children there. Where's my other worker groups at? They're at this one. I'll drop that just a tad. We just want to make sure that raw food's coming in right away. So I'm going to put maximum workers there. And then here, we've got our engineers. So we can pull all of our engineers off that coal pile now. And we're going to staff them in the hospital. It's very comfortable right now. People from our convoy. With basic resources secured for now, we can try to rescue the people we left behind. Build a beacon, scout Frostland, and save as many survivors from our expedition as possible. You'll need a workshop to design plans for more advanced buildings. And we're way ahead of that already, so that's really nice. We do want to get that beacon up and running soon. I don't know if that'll be the first thing that I research. Let's staff that with engineers. And then tomorrow's going to be all about... It's going to be all about getting housing. So let's add new research. So the research here, you have access to this first row under these different tabs right now. And then to access more advanced research, you have to go and research this, and you can see the associated cost there. And that'll unlock it for this section, okay? Or for all the sections. So drawing board, I think, unlocks all 4 tabs, this one, and then drafting machines, etc. The first thing I want to get, there's a couple options. We could go heaters. We could go steam hubs, not bad, but I don't think we need that. Faster gathering is a great option, I think, because that's what we're doing right now. Hunter's gear is a decent option, but we only have 1 hunter hut, so I don't know if that's the greatest. The beacon, of course, is our main objective. Yes, that's good, but I think I'm going to go faster gathering here. And let's start that research. This is only operating from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. right now, but based on some laws that we could sign, specifically emergency shift and extended shift, we could make that work a little bit more if we wanted. So, yeah. Anyway. These are the hunters going out to do the hunting. Illness and healthcare. Okay, so we're behind a few tutorials. So you can see a hunger thing at the bottom. That's fine. You can see some efficiency differences and improvements as we increase our tech for these things. The hunter's hut works from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Gets 15 raw food per day or up to that. The workforce here, it shows you who can work where and the social classes. Down here is the employment panel, which we've already looked at. Research-wise, kind of talked about this already, and illness and healthcare, sickness. One thing that's important to understand is that if people get gravely ill, they can't really be cured until you get an infirmary, which is pretty late down the tech tree, at least from where we're starting. They take up space in the medical post, and that's a problem because you can't treat them. So we're going to have to make a law decision at some point for how we're going to handle gravely ill people. But anyways, we're boosting right now. This generator stress level is something to keep an eye on if you're running the overdrive. If this gets to max, it blows up in this game over, so you don't want that. Book of Laws. Okay, so we've already started the child working. There's another couple of options that I think we could go into next. Emergency shift if we want, but it rises discontent. When we use it, it raises discontent, but it is important, I think, because especially for extended shift. I think extended shift is really nice. It's just longer shifts in certain places. The other option is soup or food additives, so we can stretch our rations a bit. Now, food additives literally are adding sawdust. The problem with that is people will get sick. So if you see in the bottom right here. If we go with soup, hope will fall slightly, discontent rises slightly, and eating soup will cause discontent. So here, as they eat, it's not going to raise discontent, but people get sick, and it's so hard to deal with sick people. So I think I'm going to go soup to just get more out of our raw food here. So now you'll see there's a standard meal option that we could choose, 4 rations from 2 raw food, or 5 food rations from 2 raw food. I don't know, maybe this is not worth the discontent, but the way I look at it, it kind of is. Okay, so I've got 25 wood here. Let's get some tents built. And we won't be able to get all these tents near the first ring, unfortunately. But I will try to get the tents built for everybody best I can. Because that's what we said we would do. All right, so it's daytime now. People are going to start getting up, going to their jobs. We're going to turn off the overdrive. And let's start queuing up more tents here. And I do like that once you place the last one with the available resources, it just backs you out of there so you can't place anything else. It's just kind of a nice little design thing. Okay, so I'm gonna need 2 more. During the day, I'm gonna turn this off. Because this is gonna save us some coal, right? And we do have people gathering coal. Or do I? Actually, I don't. I have them all on the wood and stuff now. So let's move these kids over here. And then let's move the extra workers that we have there. This place is functioning, but it doesn't have enough raw food, so it did make the rations like we asked. I could technically pull people out of there now. A family torn apart. How dramatic. A woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group, but she's sure that they're still out there. She wants to join the first scout team we'll send out, and she urges you to hurry. We will do what I can. I will try to get that beacon up and running ASAP. I will. So the generator is slowly shutting down here. And I believe there's a way, yeah, in here you can see your consumption compared to what you're bringing in. So right now our consumption is 0, but that will change. Now, notice there's an efficiency thing here. So this is kind of cool. Anytime you see an efficiency thing on the building, you can hover it. It'll tell you why it's being under 100% efficient. And it's usually because people are sick. So you can click into this and you can see, okay, my workers are here. I have 2 in treatment, and that's why. So they're in these hospitals. Let's see, just in this one right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and queue up some other tents here. And I'll try to maybe keep a bit of a residential zone. I don't know where it's best, honestly, but I do need to build some streets so that they can access this. I'll maybe just build them in the back, like that. And then that should be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that'd be 80. And we would hit that goal one day. They can come home and build that at night. I don't necessarily need to worry about that right now. Heating is off, generators down, but that's fine. We talked about that, not a problem. The medical post here is still livable based on the temperature. We save a little bit of coal. I just have to make sure I don't forget about it. Here's the day-night cycle. It's kind of explained. We talked about emergency shifts and shifts, extended shifts that we'd like to get into. So we can sign a new law in 2 hours' time. But we'll let them build at night. Okay, so it's nighttime. We're gonna turn this on. And we're gonna go into overdrive. I don't know how long it takes for this to dissipate, but it is quite a while, as you can see. My hope with this, and I'm not sure if this is very efficient, but this is my hope, is it just prevents a lot of people from getting sick right away and things kind of spiraling out of control. So I can sign a new law now. I think we maybe go emergency shift. It's an option. Radical treatment versus sustained life in the healthcare area is kind of interesting. So radical treatment means that if people are gravely ill, we could amputate them. Now, amputees don't do anything. They would just be essentially a drain on your rations, unfortunately. But I do believe at some point you can get into prosthetics, if I'm remembering correctly. So that's an option. It's a decent option, because if we go sustain life, the problem here is that the gravely ill will be kept alive, but they're untreated in medical posts. Until we get to that infirmary, we can't do anything with them. And they'll take up beds in the medical post, literally preventing people that are just normal sick from getting healed. So they're a burden. It kind of feels not great in that regard. This will raise discontent slightly, but I think it's the better option. So that's what I'm going to choose.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
Faster gathering is almost done. The housing is almost done. Somebody is hungry, understandable, but it's probably just people that are currently working, because we do have food. And now we only have 10 people homeless. We actually are going to complete that in time, so that's good. I'm very happy with this opening so far. Now, I know that some of you are going to be very good at this game, and some of you are going to be like, man, why would he do this? So keep in mind, like, I haven't played this in about 6 years. I played about 90 minutes to kind of warm up on the normal difficulty, and this is my first time playing on hard, so I'm really analyzing things as best as I can. My hope is that together we can kind of figure things out. So if you can, like, please leave tips or advice, but don't be so exact where it's like, you know, you have to do this, you have to do this kind of thing. Because that takes away from some of my enjoyment of also seeing how we can flush this out and make it a successful run. But I do want some tips. So if you can just try to be helpful, but not as like, you have to do this, have to do that. I think that would kind of lend itself really well for us. Okay. So discontent's low. A couple people are sick. Yeah, that's fair. Let's turn off the overdrive now. Let that start cooling down. Only one person sick being treated right now. And now we're back to daytime. Okay, right on. So what do we want to accomplish today? We're going to finish our research on the faster gathering. So that's cool. I actually think that maybe, speaking of gathering, we should get into some gathering posts. I'm going to need a little bit more steel if I want to build multiple here. So let me come off of that. We'll throw some extra workers there for the time being. Okay. And then I can do one gathering post here, and I can do another one here. What these are going to do is basically just gather from any resource that it's touching, and it gathers them a little bit faster too, so the efficiency is higher. I don't know how that interacts with the law that we signed for faster gathering, but yeah, I feel like this is just slightly more efficient. So let's do that. And let's connect this. Okay, faster research. Wreckage piles, wood crates, coal piles now increased by 15%. Let's go ahead and shut this down. And let's add some new research. So, do we... Maybe I just go for the beacon. Just give her. The beacon is going to require some steel as well, so maybe we'll keep those guys on the steel deposit. Or actually, when this is built, we'll be gathering the steel anyways. And I only need a couple more steel to get another gathering post over at this side. So I think I'll do this as well. Just trying to line it up to the edge of the... I have to go here, actually. I was going to try to make a nice road that connects here. I can still just connect it. It's just not as pretty, right? Okay, now... What should we... Who should I take off of gathering to build this? We definitely need to get more coal. Let me just look at our workforce here. Okay. Let's pull from here. And this place already has a path, so let's just do that. And then instead of this wood, we'll pull them off so they can kind of build. I do feel like I maybe do need a minimum of 10 to build. See, I've got like 8 assigned there. Okay, no, it's good. They're starting to build now. Because I don't necessarily want them to build at night. So you can switch between buildings. This is actually a really great system. I don't know if this was always in the game, but once your city gets pretty established, you'll have a lot of similar buildings that look similar and are the same type, but it's hard to kind of find them in the cluster of buildings. So if you just select, let's say, a cookhouse, you can tab using these arrows or use the bracket keys to tab through the same buildings to see all of your locations, essentially. Okay, so this place is up. Now what we'll do, take people off of these piles, make sure that no one's assigned to them, and we can put 10 workers in here. Okay. Now, it is going to be chilly at some point. It is going to be chilly. Do I not have a road, like, actually connected there? Oh, yeah, okay. Because I didn't connect it to the, I didn't connect it into here. Got it. So we need to build a road through there or through here. Child injured at work, of course. Got distracted and has been injured. The accident was not serious and happened entirely due to the child's carelessness. So we can give the kid the day off so we lose a worker for 24 hours. Hope goes up. Or we can say, hope will fall slightly and scold them. I'm going to be a little bit more chill on the children, okay? Minus having them work, of course, because, you know, we do need to work. We can introduce a new law. Let's go. Okay. Now, our sickness seems to be handling itself pretty well. So there's a couple further options that are kind of neat, specifically overcrowding. This lets us double the capacity at our current medical facilities, but it causes discontent to rise a bit. And whenever we're using that extra capacity, it causes discontent to further rise. But you do double the amount. I think for right now, I'm going to sign the emergency shift law, so we have some flexibility there. Okay, generator's down, but that's all good. We know that. We're just trying to be efficient here, and I don't know. I might be over efficiencying things. I don't know if this is a great approach or not, but that's what I'm doing. And now here we'll put some workers and who else? All these kids out here working on this coal pile. I will remove from there. Come here. So now we've got trees, we've got wood and steel coming in, wood and steel. And then, man, do I just build another one? I need 15. If I build another one here, I can get that going. Let's build it there. And then my thought is I just dismantle these at some point. Right? Oh, I don't have any wood right now. So I can't even connect that. Okay, so let's pause that. I don't want people out there building at night. I'm gonna turn this back on now. And then when we're ramped up, and we get a little bit lower, or later, I should say. Let's go overdrive now. Just keep people nice and toasty. So this is how to build streets, building abilities. So when you sign in certain laws like the 24-hour shifts, those are abilities specific to buildings. Sick absences, we already talked about, and weather changes we've talked about as well. Okay, so temperature overlay here. So yeah, okay, this second tent area is livable, so there is that at least, but when this temperature drops, those people are going to be struggling at night, I think. We'll see how it feels. Research-wise, good. To build the beacon, I actually don't know what that's going to cost. So 35 steel. Okay. Well, I mean, look, we're gathering steel at these places, and both have the max number of people that can work there. So, cool. I do have some kids, I guess, that I could send specifically to another one. To try and just get some steel in quick so that when this is done, I could build that beacon right away. Everyone's roasty toasty, man. Okay, we do have 5 sick. 6 sick. Back down to 5. Let's turn that off. A protective mother. A mother refused to let her daughter go to work, afraid she'll get injured. We could look the other way this time, but others might see it as unfair. I could raise hope a bit, and they won't work for 24 hours. I do, yeah, where it says nothing will change, like, I'm not sure the impact here. Obviously, nothing will change immediately, but I feel like if we start letting one person take the time off, then it's like, okay, but then, you know, I don't know. They're kids, too. It's tough. Okay, fine. I'm letting her have the day off. It's fine. It's all good. Okay, let's unpause that now. People are going to work. And now we are very cold. Okay. So the temperature's at -40 now. I'm going to leave this running. But you can see, like, these guys are already chilly. Okay? So this is not great. People are going to start getting a bit more sick. It is what it is. Okay? Let's look at some new laws here. So, discontent is actually under control. I feel like now, because people are going to get more sick, we should maybe consider the overcrowding. The alternative to that is extra rations, but I just feel like that's going to be a huge drain. So I'm actually going to pick overcrowding. Discontent will go up, but it allows us to utilize our current facilities a little bit more. This place has a lot of sick workers. Oh, they're building. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'll connect this out here for now. Okay, the beacon's done. Oh, steel, I have enough. Oh, I don't have enough trees currently. I need 20 wood, but we'll get that right away here. And then let's add new research. So now my question is, do I want to go into heaters to help if it gets colder? Let's pause it. We're going to see the temperature rise back up in a few days. So I don't know if that's necessary. Although these little gathering posts could benefit from that. They could benefit from that. Steam Hub would also be great. Sawmill, Steelworks, Coal Thumper. Hunter's gear would be great. I should probably get some more hunters going. I think I'm just going to take heaters. Start with that. And now, the people that are at this pile, we're just going to put them here. Okay. So now, they're getting coal for us from there. I'm good with that. Wood crates have been depleted. So this one's gone. Eventually, all these things will be gone. Actually, all the wood from this is gone. So it's only steel wreckage now. And then we'll dismantle that when it's gone completely. Okay. So we do have somebody gravely ill now, it says. Mild frostbite. But I don't see a gravely ill marker. So keep happening if they have to work in such cold. I get it. I get it. Maybe at the steel wreckage here, let's pull people out of there. Okay? We have at least some insulation in the gathering posts. So that's fine, and we have steel at both the gathering posts. I think that's much better. I do think that's much better. Okay. Yeah, okay. One sick, one gravely. Not too much I can do about that. I do want to get the beacon going. So now I can build it. And I'll maybe place this way out, because this is not a place where people need to be working. This is just basically where the scouts are going to be. Okay, so it's nighttime. Cold homes. Here's the problem, okay? They want us to heat their homes. We can say, let's heat some of them. I can heat 4 of the cold homes within 2 days, then keep them heated for 2 days. That's, okay, so that's fine. But I just don't think... First of all, I'd have to run it at overdrive to increase it to where they would want it, based on the current temperature. And if I run it for overdrive for 2 days, my generator will blow up. I can't run it for 2 days. So if I promise this and I don't deliver, it's really bad. If I just say no, I think it's less bad. So I'm just going to say no, and discontent will rise slightly. I mean, what are you going to do, right? This is inoperative now because we have nothing to gather. So we're going to take that out, and we're going to dismantle this building. We'll do this, and actually, let's do this tomorrow as well. Let's get people back inside being warm for right now. Everybody get back home. We haven't gone over the 5-6, so I feel like that's not terrible. Let's overdrive this again, just to keep people roasty toasty at nighttime. We are definitely behind on food, so that's probably the next thing that we need to tackle here. So if I queued up some hunters' huts... How many? They each take a lot of workers, but I need fewer and fewer workers currently because of the gathering post stuff. Anyways, I don't have enough wood. But, oh, let's pause this. I don't want people going out. And this, all of these decisions here, this is, of course, based on me understanding sicknesses correctly, right? So, if I'm misunderstanding any of that, feel free to clarify, for sure. Let's see if we can get through this night here. Yeah, see, now you can see people are starting to get sick. And we don't even have, like, it's definitely people in these... Well, okay, maybe not. I thought people in these houses for sure. Going to treatment there. Going to treatment, going to treatment. Who knows? Who knows? But you can see discontent is rising because overcrowded at the medical facilities, bad food, cold at home, request ignored. So yeah, that's not great. So hope and discontent are crucial for social stability of the city. There's many factors that can affect them. The most important are people's needs, buildings, laws, and abilities. Hope and discontent also change due to random events and the death of your people. So, yep. And you can see people are getting sick. But we have the space. We have the space. So I think we made the right call by the overcrowding, even though it causes some discontent. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, needs to happen. It's almost morning here. Okay, so let's turn off the overdrive. And we just run it normal. Unpause this. Can I actually just click this? No. Unpause that. Unpause this. Now this place... Okay, it's because some people are going to build. That's fine. Efficiency-wise, could be a little bit better. What are we running here? Heaters. Right. Yeah, that'll be good. But, coal-wise, we're doing okay. We're doing fine. I could probably move another... Like, once this is done, I move a gathering post out there. Or build one, I should say. Okay, the beacon. Let's go. Such a beautiful game, too. Like, it is... This game, in my opinion, is just stunning. Especially at night. You got a bunch, like a whole city going. You zoom in close with all the lights and stuff. It's so cool. So here's the Lost Expedition. And that's our main goal that we need to do. And then here's an observatory. So we can find people out here. We can find materials, supplies, all kinds of stuff. But scouting is pretty important, in my opinion. That being said, I need to assign more workers to that hunter's hut. So we'll do that. And at the beacon, I need 40 wood, which has to come from here. And I need 5 workers as well. Not children, but workers. So maybe up in some of these spots. Like, where are my children at currently? 5 out here. All right, so I'll take workers from there and put children in. And we'll take 5 workers from here and put children in. And then, oh yeah, then I have more than enough. Okay, now they want double rations for kids. These guys are just, is everyone just unhappy? Like, we're all just trying to survive, man. Like, what's the problem? In the wake of recent child workers accidents, the parents argue that we could give working children double rations to make them stronger and help prevent injuries. I can be a little tyrannical at some point, but I'm not heartless. Okay, I do see the need for the children. I'm curious if they eventually grow up here. Mind you, we're operating in days, not years, so I don't think so. So I feel like any kids that are gonna come in now will just eat double rations. That's a problem for me, I think, in terms of supporting this colony. I'm gonna have to say, guys, I don't think we can do that. I like the kids too, don't get me wrong. People cheer as a giant observation balloon soars above the city. This is a real feat. Everyone feels proud of the work they've done to make it happen. Volunteers have lined up, eager to go looking for our lost people in the Frostland. The woman who came forward earlier is among them. We needed a win. Yeah, big time. Speaking of a win, I need 40 wood. I need 40 wood, guys. Hit me. Okay, so heaters are researched now. What do I want next? Build steelworks, extracts iron ore from deep deposits. The sawmill I actually think might be decent here because we are going to be out of wood soon. There's only 14 left there. There is 100 left there, okay. But outside of that, nothing? So, a bit questionable. We could also just go to drawing boards. It's 50 trees. But then we could look at upgrading generator power and stuff. That could be good. I'm actually going to go sawmill here. I'm going to get that going. I know that sets back the amount of wood that I need for the scouts. Now, what I'm looking at here, and I don't know if this works, but you see these guys, these 2 children? I'm going to dismiss them from here. And then I'm going to re-add some children to see if we can get that back up. No, they're in treatment. I'm not sure if you can just manually assign children to, or people to stuff. I'm actually not sure. I have workers. So let me put the other workers in there. Going to dismantle first, okay. I don't know if that's a good way to kind of balance things or not. So you guys let me know about that one if you don't mind. Can I get 40 wood today? Ah, man, I don't know. If I sent people to also work this pile, maybe. It's gonna be close. There it is. Okay, let's make a team. So we've got a scout team. We're out of wood. Yep, because I just spent it. I think we'll go to the Lost Expedition first. So we select our scout. Yep. Oh, that's our city. Okay. And say go here. It's going to take 11 hours, it said. All right. So I think this is maybe a good place to take a break. We've got our scouts up and running. We're going to rescue people at the Lost Expedition, hopefully. We do have some discontent to handle, and I've got some ideas of how to do that regarding one of our next laws that we're going to unlock. And we'll go from there. Guys, if you like this, please drop a like. It helps a lot. I know this is an older series. I don't expect this to just all of a sudden be this huge thing. But if you do like it and you think it would be cool for other people to see, liking it, leaving a comment, all that stuff, it does help, so I would appreciate it. But at the same time, if that's too much work, all good, man. I just hope you're doing well, and let's have a fun time playing some Frostpunk. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.